Hey, welcome. In this video we'll be dealing with this Juniperus communis. This is a tree that I have since 2018. It was collected in 2016. I repotted it in 2019. It was affected by apple cedar rust, and as you can see I have it in several areas, still growing. You cannot probably see entirely here, but here as well. This tree was treated in 2019 with fire. I just burned lightly all this growth, hoping that would take care of it. It didn't. It came back in 2019. Sorry, it came back in 2020. I treated in 2020 with daconil, which is the only fungicide that I have, and it seemed to do the job. It killed the fungus at that time, and then I thought I had been successful. I don't know if I had not been successful or if I selected resistant mutants of it, and this tree spent the winter in my cold frame, and in the early spring, as the temperatures ramp up and humidity ramps up, although I was keeping the humidity in check in the greenhouse, nothing grew. So I was quite confident that last year's daconil treatment had worked. But now, since this tree was moved outdoors, I saw the growth re-emerge. I treated with daconil again, but it doesn't seem to have done anything. Now I'm not ready to give up and just dispose of this tree. This is an old Juniperus communis. Very hard to find a tree with such a short distance between the root system and the foliage, and with such movement. Normally these trees, they grow hugging the ground with great movement, but meters and meters of distance between the foliage and the roots. So I'm not ready yet to give up on this tree. What I will try now is to apply pure lime sulphur with a brush wherever I see all this growth, and if a little bit spills on the foliage, so be it, and I'll keep treating every week. I think it's not going to hurt the tree because of the bark, but in any case we will see how it goes. So this brush will not be ever used for anything other than this on this tree, and the lime sulphur that I'll be using today also will not be used for any other purpose. I will keep it separate and use it only for this through a number of weeks. So here we go. I hope that the extremely caustic pH of the lime sulphur will do the job. This tree was growing on its first year under very heavy buckthorn growth, and I've noticed when I removed the buckthorn, because I didn't want it anymore on my garden, being an invasive species and causing producing a lot of shade in areas where I wanted sun. When I removed all this growth, I actually found out that there was quite a lot of this apple cedar rust growing on the buckthorn. I also have an apple tree right on top of us, and this could also be a source of that affects that helps the fungus on its life cycle. So this tree will look funny, probably with a lot of white patches everywhere. I don't want to spray it because I don't want the foliage to be affected, but if some foliage dies as a result, so be it. I will film in a couple of days how does this go, if it had any effect, and I will keep applying it for a number of weeks wherever I see this fungus fruiting. It may well be inside the lymphatic system of the tree, and that's why it's appearing all the time. But I think this is perhaps one of the strongest treatment that you can give a tree. And if the tree dies, well, I will have a clean conscience that I did the best by fire, by fungicide, and by very high pH. This is a bit of a lengthy process to paint all the tree white except for the foliage, and we'll see if it works. I'm choosing a sunny day without rain in the forecast to do this work, as I don't want this product to be washed out before it can truly affect the fungus. I recognize that I may be spreading spores by using the same brush, touching the fungus and then touching elsewhere, but I'm touching on places where the fungus already is, and in any case it's so widespread already that either it works or the tree is condemned already. I'm hoping that the lime sulphur will not pass through the bark and kill the tree. And this is actually something I've never had thought about asking any professional with more experience than myself, because I never thought of putting lime sulphur undiluted on the bark. Now I know that lime sulphur can be sprayed as a dormant spray, but normally this is diluted, not full strength. So we shall see what will happen with this tree. I certainly hope that I can win this battle, because this is such a beautiful and rare specimen that this tree deserves every fighting chance to win. Now this fungus doesn't seem to be fatal for the tree, but you really definitely don't want a tree with this in your collection. It seems to have some sort of immediate effect. Immediately after the application, the fungus seems to shrivel and turn white. And we shall see if this is enough to control it, if it needs a second application, or if it has no effect and it comes back with a vengeance. I applied lime sulphur quite profusely without much worries on the trunk, and I tried not to apply on the foliage. The fact that there isn't much aeration inside here because it's so dense may contribute to this fungus. So I think I've been waiting to restyle this tree for 2 years. I will probably style it this summer, and we'll see first of all if it survives today's treatment and a potential subsequent one if necessary. We will only see if it has a negative effect on the tree in a while, but on the fungus it seems to shrivel it quite quickly. So this is the tree that I applied lime sulphur a week ago, and I missed some spots and the fungus is still growing, as you can see. So I will apply lime sulphur again wherever I see this growth. You can
There's some here.
You can see
Why
here.
Why did you miss that? It's right there.
The orange bits are the fungus. Look here.
And will that kill the plant?
It will kill the plant eventually if I don't treat it. But this is a very hard fungus to treat. So I will try with a very harsh chemical today to see if it works.
Can I try it? Can I try it?
You cannot play with the chemical.
No, I want to try talking with the cat.
Okay, so you want to talk?
Fungus was here for I don't know how long, but it's big.
And what do we need to do it then?
We have to do a really hard chemical on this fungus because it's hard to treat.
This tree?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's growing on all these little branches here, you see? It is now the 3rd week since we started applying pure lime sulphur on the fungus. The tree is doing well. The positions where there was fungus on the first 2 weeks, there's none, and there are very few places where I missed out in the application, and I will apply now. The tree is now also actively growing. We can see here all the bright tips, so I think the application of lime sulphur has not been detrimental. As you can see, there are no signs of active growing fungus. and there are growing tips everywhere. I will make sure to there are some signs here of areas where I missed, so I will apply a little more now to see if we can finish it off. So again, the same brush, pure lime sulfur as in the past. This brush will not be used for anything else, and if I see anywhere signs of the fungus, I will apply. The application of lime sulfur has clearly not had any effect on the growth. The tree is growing now, so I'm very happy about it. And I'm really trying to find any spots where I missed the fungus, or where there are any signs of orange growth. I think once I style this tree, it will improve its health. There is not enough air moving through the branches, so it's a very propitious environment for the fungus to grow. So this is it for now on this tree. This is the third week that I'm applying lime sulfur. The tree is actively growing now, and we will see in the future how it will respond, so I'll give you an update as it progresses. For now, the last 2 weeks with full strength lime sulfur do not seem to have harmed the tree and drastically stopped the growth of the fungus. We shall see if it finished it off. So this is it for now. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, bye bye for now.